How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome back to another one of my gameplay showcases for one of my Path of Exile builds. This is going to be for my one-punch Berserker, who is messing around with Infernal Blow, doing some insane DPS, and having a grand old time. This character is going to be running a couple of maps for you. We have some tier 6s and two tier 7s and a tier 6 that I have pre-rolled, and we're going to mess around with those and show you some of the power of this build. I'm going to do the Conservatory last. Let's start off with Yield and Volcano here. Now, this is a build that I've been having a lot of fun with recently, and you'll see why. It's rather explosive, to put it lightly, and very, very satisfying when everything kind of pans out. Running this character through like blood aqueducts or channels or that sort of stuff is some of the most satisfaction I've had in PoE in quite a while, because you can get some insane explosions if everything groups up correctly. As you can see, there's no real struggle anywhere. The only issue that I've had so far is kind of due to my own misgearing, I suppose. I'm trying to use my Comb's Heart because I had one drop for me. Well, not really drop for me. I had it come out of a Void card, which was pretty great. I gamblered a Void card into Pride Before the Fall, which is like statistically impossible, but happened this league for me, which is pretty good. So I want to make a build utilizing it. Now, that being said, it's not really required in the slightest. There is said Combs, 25% and +2 to socketed gems, just for the meme. Also making it so I can't divine the thing to make it any better, which kind of sucks. But that is just how it goes. But I've been using that, and as a result, that means I have to play on a 4-link, because I don't have access to a 6-link, because, you know, my chess piece has no sockets in it, even though it's got +2 to AoE gems, which is kind of annoying, but that is how it goes. The 500 extra max life, however, though, that makes it very, very worth it, allowing me to pull a nice 5k health pool without really having to invest into HP all that much. Now, the mainstay of this build, as you saw during the guide portion, was me playing Facebreakers, allowing me to play, you know, One Punch Man, essentially. How if I mouse over the Facebreakers, huh? But yeah, so because of that, we don't have a weapon either, which means I can't get a 6-link in the weapon. Minor problems, but, you know, rolling with a 4-link works just fine. Originally, I had planned on using, like, optimally some, like, Katava's Feast style setup for Melee Splash, because I was running a 6-link, and Melee Splash worked quite well. Melee Splash and Combustion, actually, was what I was using. It worked decently. Let's roll this and see if we can get anything good. Anything? Not really, no. And that kind of sucks. Do I really care? This is what, tier 6? I kind of do. Should we do a rolling session? Let's do a rolling session. You guys have seen some quality gameplay already while I just kind of zoned out and talked. So let's see if I can come up with anything good. The reason you want to roll blue as opposed to just alking and prayer is that you can get +5 items. I think in this case, for maps, you want plus chest level. But quality's not bad either. 1 magical item. See if I can get something good. No luck here. 2 additional items. That's not bad. 1 rare item. 3 rare monsters. Now, I've gotten like up to 7 or 8 plus items. I don't know if that's possible on cartographers though, so we shall have to see. If I get quality plus an item amount, then we're really talking. I'm gonna burn through this 1 stack, and that's all I'm gonna really use. Unique map. I'll take it just for the completion. Now, because it is freeze, I'm going to build up my Berserker, and then I am going to pop my freeze flask, open this thing, and yeah, it actually gives an item. What? Okay, sure. I thought it was gonna drop a unique map. Honestly, I think a few people were there with me. Oh man, excuse me for not breathing before I speak. But I expected a unique map out of that. Alright, what did we actually get? Frostblades. Well, that's underwhelming. I'm actually working to remake my Witch Necro as my next build. So if I got a From Dust or something, that would have been incredible. But RNG is not in my favor this time. That is how it goes. Hey, Alk. Guess I could have just kept going a little bit. That's detonate. Nope. Gotta kind of play, not so much attentive, but just look at strong boxes and make sure you don't get, you know, annihilated by stupid mechanics. You don't really have an issue. This build has surprisingly good bossing, honestly. Like, you can kill a boss very, very quickly. The only issue you have is, you know, in my case, if I run into a cold boss, I'm gonna get smacked and die. But other than that, bossing is actually, like, quite good. You know, avoid mechanics and that sort of stuff. You have significant range because of the Ancestral Call. You actually have quite a bit of range to work with, so if you want to play it kind of ranged and, you know, not so much like fully ranged, but do a little bit of kiting if need be, if there's boss mechanics going on. If you don't want to step somewhere because, you know, you're on Malachi and you'll just explode, you can very easily do that. You can also hit across gaps. The gap is like, well, that's weird though. But you can also hit people from, like, up here, for example. You can hit the entire pack from up here. Let's see if I can hit them down there. Yeah, there you go. You can see the kind of distance I'm talking. I kind of scaled it. I don't think it scales up with AoE. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. My inventory's full. Oh well. Doesn't really make a difference to me. I don't think my AoE increases the range on Ancestral Call. I don't know if weapon range does. There's like a belt enchant or something that can give you plus weapon range. And I was kind of considering it, but, you know, fist weapon, or, well, fists, I don't know if they really qualify for the weapons department. So, you know, I really don't know. But you can see some of the basic enjoyment that I get out of this character. You really don't have to think, which is spectacular. If you're playing a PoE build and you have to think, it's not really a fantastic build, is it? You know, that's the reason Blade Vortex and such are so common. And so powerful. You slap on an Impulsa, you hold right click, walk for 5 screens, and, you know, repeat. Works quite well. In this case, though, it's just kind of right click and watch things explode. And then be very happy afterwards. With a nice loot explosion. Because not only the enemies explode, so does the loot that comes out of them. Pop this. Strong boxes are very enjoyable. Strong boxes take about 3 clicks in total. I can start measuring mob packs and, like, clicks per pack, especially when I'm doing lower tiers. The higher I go up, as you guys saw in the game or guide video, I don't have really the ultimate powerful setup. I'm missing out on a lot because I'm playing solo self-found. So I'm missing like my Abyssius, the Meganoids, and all these sorts of all these sorts of like extra massive damage pieces. Were I to have all of those, I would be able to most likely go into reds and like 600k plus DPS without really caring. I dropped this second life flask for a Lion's Roar just for damage. And then, you know, we would be doing some insane DPS. The biggest thing about this build is to make sure that you have enough damage to either be one-shotting packs if you want to be really efficient, or be like two-shotting them or something like that. Because the biggest thing is using your Ancestral Call to hit them as fast as possible, and from as far away as possible. So like from this distance, if you hit them once and they die, you're basically on the money. Because when they get hit the one time, they don't have time to react or do an ability or like get an AoE off or that sort of thing. So doing this sort of thing, right, keeping decent range, they can't really hit you and you don't have any problems whatsoever. And the entire world keeps on exploding and keeps on rolling. Now you can see, you know, like spells start going off and this sort of stuff. The reason I say you want it to be one hit to, you know, pack a dead is because when the one hit goes off, if it kills the enemy, then the Infernal Blow explosion goes off, and then that'll radiate through the whole pack. Then that's overkill damaged by Herald of Ash, which allows it to create an extra explosion on top of that. So essentially, one hitting the guy and then instantly killing the guy creates like a massive, massive hit. Let's do the breach. I've done a few Eshes recently and died, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I should be fine. It is Ash, so, you know, pray for me. We should be okay, I think. Try and keep distance. Play a little bit strategic, I guess. Keep them up there. Look at those explosions. Look at those explosions. It's like the... oh god, nothing. Never mind. These explosions, though. quality. Grab these hands, catch these hands, if you know what I mean. And you can see kind of the basics of the build, let's be honest here. Very enjoyable, very powerful, surprisingly good bossing, which I did not expect. Very much so did not expect that. I thought it was going to be like, you know, a one-trick, just explode the map, you're on to the next one type of thing. But honestly, not really. If I get tanky enough, get even more durable, scale it up a little more, get like an Abyssius, the Meganords, all the stuff I actually really need, we can go and probably push endgame without really caring too much. Because it is a very powerful build, that's for sure. Let's try and see if I can kill this boss. This is one of the more annoying ones. Try and keep my Fortify up. Keep some damage rolling on him. Now, I do have a lot of healing. Should be good. Use the Warcry for the 25% healing. 25% of just my max life in total. The higher that gets, the more value it gets. And you can see that I don't really have much issue. When the explosion goes off, his health bar pretty much disappears. But that is going to be that, and I have no portal scrolls, so I'm going to log out in about 3 seconds here. But thank you guys very much for joining me. That has been my gameplay showcase for my One Punch Berserker character that is incredible and a whole lot of fun. Take care, gentlemen. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. If you enjoyed it, take a look at the 2 pieces of content you're seeing on screen right now. If you wouldn't mind, you can click that big red button and see more updates from me. And if you want to go even further than that, then you can take a look in the description to find my new Patreon link. You boys gotta keep the lights on somehow.